Happy Sunday from Raleigh, North Carolina. I just wanted to share a story that I think has a ton of principles in it that we can learn from. And I'm going to read it because I put a lot of notes here, and this is a lot of detail to remember, and I don't want to butcher it too bad. January of 1954, she was born in Mississippi, the United States. She was born into poverty. Her single parent teenage mother did the best she could, but she didn't have a guy in the picture either. She later ended up growing up in Milwaukee. At 14 years old, she was pregnant. She was molested by a teenage cousin, pregnant, and then ended up losing her baby boy, premature baby boy, at 14 years old. And at 16 years old, she actually ended up winning a radio promotion. She won Miss Fire Prevention. When she went down to the radio station, they asked her, would you like to see your voice on, or would you like to hear your voice on the radio? And for whatever reason, they were very impressed with her, actually offered her a job at 16 years old. And she took it. She ended up attending Tennessee State College, where she had the opportunity to work with the local CBS news station. And she was going to say no. She didn't know how she could fit it into her schedule. Her professor, Mr. Cox, encouraged her to take the position. He said, this is why you go to college, to help create an opportunity for yourself. This is a great opportunity. You need to figure out how to do it. And so she took it. She took the opportunity and she made it work. And she ended up a news anchor at 21 years old, but she really wasn't feeling it. At 21 years old, she would go out and do reporting, and she was criticized by her peers that she was too empathetic. She would go back and pass out blankets and things like that when she was covering a bad scenario, and that showed her heart. And then she was making $10,000 a year. She was then offered $40,000 a year to move to Atlanta and become an anchor there. How many people would turn down 4 times raise like that? Well, she talked to her boss, who she trusted, and he encouraged her to stay and said that she had a lot of work to do. She still had a lot of development, wanted to work on her writing and this and that, and she actually thought about it and she agreed. She turned down a 4 times the money promotion because she wanted to follow her heart and went with her gut. And she took a whopping pay raise to $12,000 instead of $40,000. But that led to, down the line, CBS was then not crazy about her. She demoted her from, they actually did demote her because she had a contract and they couldn't fire her. So part of her demotion was they put her on a talk show. And this talk show had no chance of success because she was up against Phil Donahue, which was apparently the man in the late 70s. And Chicago was such a racist city because she was a black woman. So there's no way she could have succeeded. I think you know where this is going. So that's where Oprah Winfrey found her opening to her best life, following her gut. Now she has a net worth approaching $3 billion, worldwide acclaim and popularity, 18 Daytime Emmy Awards, honorary degrees from Duke and Harvard, inducted into the Women's Hall of Fame, Presidential Medal of Freedom, owns her own network, among many other accomplishments. So what can we take away from that? First off, you got to follow your gut. You got to think for yourself. It's not always going to be popular. You're not always going to have people agree with you. But if you're following your gut, even if you're wrong, at least you're wrong following your own gut. I would rather be wrong following my own gut than end up being wrong listening to somebody else and not even listening to myself. I would be so furious with myself. What else can we take away from that? Surround yourself with good people. Mr. Cox encouraged her to push outside of her comfort zone, helped her understand the rationale. Her boss that encouraged her. Maybe it was selfish. I mean, we don't know. Of course, he wanted to keep her there, I'm sure. But, having the right people around you makes all the difference in the world. One of the guys that she ended up living with was a barber, who she calls dad, who was apparently a great positive impact to her. So keeping the right people around us is absolutely critical. The other thing too is that, she grew up in obviously a different time. There's probably more racism than there is now. There's certainly more bigotry towards women back then. She succeeded anyway. Winners find a way, whiners find an excuse. This country, capitalism, and this country, overall, what I believe is this: most Americans don't really give a shit about your color. They don't care about your gender, your sexual orientation. Are you competent? Do you work hard? Are you a good human? Do you do good things? Do you try to be a good human being? You're trying to learn and improve? I don't care about any of that shit. I care about competency. And the great thing about the free market is the free market doesn't care about any of that stuff. 99% of the people don't care about that. Are you adding value to their lives? Are you helping people's lives be better? Are you providing a product or service that is better than the competition? Are you serving people at a higher level? Like them or not, Amazon has changed the way we expect things. We order things online and the stuff shows up in 24 hours in some cases to our front door. Like fast food or not, they changed the game. They made it to where you could just slide through a drive-through and pick up something to eat quickly. So capitalism benefits people. Capitalism produces excess, whereas other types of government structures like socialism and communism, they create lack. They don't create excess. That's why the United States is one of the most successful countries on the planet. That's why we've created more millionaires than any other planet. That's why half of the world's immigration comes to this country. The market is your boss. Keep working, keep improving. If you're not getting ahead, you gotta improve. It comes down to putting out your product or service. Keep improving yourself, because the market doesn't give a shit. So the other thing is delay your gratification. She could have taken that $40,000 and maybe she's not Oprah Winfrey like she is today. But she delayed her gratification. Sometimes you have to sacrifice today to win tomorrow. A lot of people can't do that. Can you sacrifice cheesecake to look better tomorrow? That's a tough one for me. So we have to sacrifice sometimes to live our best lives. And a lot of people can't do that. And if you can't, don't get mad at other people that do. You work on you. So just wanted to share that story. Oprah Winfrey. Where this happened again, by the way? United States of America. That's my flag. That's what that country means to me, is equality. It means opportunity. Well, Brian, it's not equal for everybody. Well, then get around different people. We all have obstacles. We all have issues we deal with. We all encounter ignorance one way or another. But the overall majority of people are good people. And you know what that flag stands for? It stands for opportunity. It stands for capitalism. That's why half of the world's immigration comes to this country. That's why I love that flag. Make it a great day.